Hi everyone, it's Jen, and I am here with my very first 12 by 12 scrapbook layout process video. And today I'm going to be using the Glitz Design Wild and Free collection. And I'm going to be using this Dream Catcher paper on the B side. And I think I have the whole collection, but I don't know. I got it a while ago, planning on making a mini album out of it, so I got several different, I got two 6 by 6 and two 12 by 12 collection of the papers. So I picked this white and black arrows. So I picked those white and black arrows for the mat, and then I want to do a little bit of something with the background, so I get this stamp set. It's a wood block stamp set out from the collection, and I'm using the arrows. They're little bitty tiny arrows, and they're going in all different directions. And the stamp, it's not exactly a rectangle, but it looks like a rectangle, and I didn't want that look, so I used a 1 1/4 inch circle and took this scrap piece of paper that I had cut my die cut out on and just use it as a kind of mat to make little circles of those arrows going in all different directions, approximately in the vicinity in the 3 corners of my photo, the upper left, the bottom left, and the lower right. And then I decided I want another mat, so I go through the 6 by 6 pad again. Sorry, I haven't done this yet. I cut this one to 5.5 by 5.5, and I like yellow or the black and white arrows. I like the arrows, so I put those on there, and then I'm going to double mat it. I'm going to get that gray pattern, and that one will be cut at 5 1/4 and 5 1/4. My picture was a 5 by 7, and I cut it down to 5 by 5, so you got a 1/4 inch bigger between each of the mats, which leaves an 1/8 inch border all the way around. Then I tried to do the math in my head to subtract it instead of just pull the arm out and measure it, so that took me a minute, but I just decided to pull the arm out and measure it because I didn't want to waste any paper. So my ATG gun screws up on me, but I get it fixed pretty quick. The tape started wrapping around one of the little rubber rolly things. Okay, so after all that drama, I finally got my photo matted, and I'm going to kind of stick it there between those 3 spots, and then I pull my cut file off, and these are feathers, and they're available at my Etsy store. These are cut at 10 inches, so these files were meant to be cut pretty large because they are intricate. So this one is not bad to paper piece together because it's only 4 separate pieces. And that's what I'm going to do. I believe my Etsy store is Scrapping Posh, same as my YouTube. And I believe this one I called Western 1. And it's feathers. It reminds me of Native Americans, so that's why I called it Western 1. And I have some more in process that I'll have up soon. So if you're interested in some cut files, DXF cut files, then you can follow my store. I'm not sure what it is, but you click something in Etsy, and every time I post a new item, I think you get an email, or at least when you log into Etsy, it shows you that you have some activity. So I gave you guys a thumbs up because I paper pieced it together, and I'm going to glue down each of the pieces. Oh, I forgot to tell you, it's only in a DXF file, so if your cutter doesn't take the DXF, of course I have the Cameo, so I know it does. If your cutter doesn't take the DXF, then this one's not going to be for you, because I haven't figured out how to make them SVGs yet. The only program I have to draw in is the Cameo program or AutoCAD. So the AutoCAD creates the DXFs. I haven't figured it out yet, but maybe I will eventually. So, but that being said, I have, I think, 3 files available right now, and I'll try and do a video featuring the other 2 that I have on there so that you guys can see them. And I did these separate. There's only 1 file, and I think it's like 50 cents, and it's probably the last time I'm going to do it. The other ones I'll probably group in at least 4s. So, but I'm not going to change this one. This one's up to stay. So if you like that, I'll put the link in the description box. And I'm just messing around trying to get this stuff glued down. I'm using my Zig 2A glue pen. And of course 2 of the pieces I glued on the wrong side because I do that for some reason. And then I go back and turn them over. And that black mat I used was actually a Kevlar mat. It's for the bottom of your oven. I got it at Walmart. And I don't have one of the Tim Holtz brown anti-stick heat mats, but that does the same thing. So I just took it and I cut it into 4 parts. And that's my frugal tip for the day. It's a Kevlar oven mat. It's in the cooking section at Walmart. So I got this bits and pieces from the Glitz Design, and I pulled out the Love Is All You Need tag and the heart border. And then I'm going to get the chipboard stickers out. And I want to pull that lovely off. And I have a horrible time getting this off. I bend it up and it's stuck to the background, like the sticky part, and it tears the cardboard, which is okay because I just ripped the rest of the cardboard off of the back, but I think it may be because it's kind of old. I don't know. I think I got it when the collection was out, so I wouldn't miss it. Because I planned on making a mini album with it. So, just taking all the insides out, and then I end up ripping the rest of the backing off. Now I'm going to try and find out where I want to place it, and it's going to go on that heart border. And I glued the heart border down with my ATG gun, which was extremely hard to do. So I have to fix my little pieces of tape that peeked out from the bottom. And then I glue my sticker or chipboard sticker on top of that. And then I thought those ephemera pieces would be thick enough to be able to use wet glue on it, but you can see the wet glue where I put it through the little box there, so I wasn't real happy about that, but at a quick glance you can't tell. And then I find these 2 chipboard arrows. I put the pink one down at the bottom right and the yellow one up at the upper left, kind of coordinating with the background paper. And I'm just looking for some more stuff to add. And of course everything matches, so it's pretty easy. I look at the cards, but they're just too big. So they're 3x4 and 4x6. So, wait, sorry about that. I had to stop the narration to get a drink and coffee. It's very early in the morning. So I get the letter stickers out and want to spell hello. And I stick them on my hand first, of course. I have no idea why I do that. And they kind of tuck inside the word lovely. So it says hello lovely. And if I hadn't glued down that chipboard sticker, it would have been a little easier because I did have to tuck that under the L a little bit. And then I'm going to put this strip at the top, and it's part of what I cut off, and I'm just going to tear it. Bring some more white into the layout because of the white on the feather. And originally I planned to mat the whole thing on white paper, but I didn't end up doing that. I don't know if I forgot. And I'm going to tuck it behind there on the back, but I don't let a whole lot of the gray show because I don't want to cover up my little arrow cluster up there, my stamping. So I tuck that underneath, and then I decide that I want another layer. So I take this yellow strip, which is the back of the gray, no, it's the back of the white and black arrow paper. And it's a little plain, so I'm going to take the You and Me stamp from the collection, and I just take that packaging so if I stamp off it doesn't go on my layout. And I stamp it 3.5 times. The fourth one's off of the paper. And I decide that I want that down at the bottom. And of course I glued down the lovely chipboard so I can't stick it under the L or under the Y. So I just cut that half of the stamp off, and then it'll fit underneath there pretty well. And then trying to line that up. I gotta get my tweezers out because I stick it too far up in there. And eventually I do get it to where I want it. And then I thought about leaving that my title, Hello Lovely, but I decide that I want a little more height to my photo cluster because of the height of the feathers. And I don't know if that's some kind of rule or not, but I just wanted some more height, so I'm going to put a title on. That sticker there is from the little phrases that are on the alphabet sticker sheet, and it says happy, and it's in gray and black, and it's in a really neat font. And then this is from the same sheet, and it's just 3 hearts in a row, and it's yellow with the pinkish hearts on it. And then these chevrons that I'm placing on there now were falling off. I thought to myself, go figure, I couldn't get the lovely chipboard sticker off, but the chevrons were falling off. So they decided they wanted to be on the layout. I'm going to go get some thickers that coordinate with the paper. So I end up finding, oh, there's a chipboard heart. I forgot about that. But I end up finding my Amy Tangerine foam thickers in the gray, and I really like those rubbery foam thickers. So I'm going to spell out, first I was going to spell out so loved, and I don't have any E's, so I was going to spell L-U-V-D, and I started putting it down and I totally didn't like it. So I ended up just finagling an E out of my F and an I. So I spell it properly. So loved. And you can see the height of that kind of pretty much matches up with the feather that's going up off the top. There's where I put the U down. I look at it and I think that's going to drive me nuts. I can't use that. So I love those stickers. Or like any of the foam rubbery ones are I really like. And they come off easy, they stick well, and I just like the way they look. You can see that pack's nearly gone. And then this is where I make my E. And just snap that off there, and I'll use that other half of that I on a project layout title card probably. So, and it is the gray, so it pulls out the grays from the mat and then the gray from that little scrap piece of paper I used. Then I decide my background needs something else. So I pull out the star stamp, and they're just little tiny stars. And the lightest pink I could find, which was a Stampin' Up, I think it's called Pink Pirouette. And that stamp is exactly a square with all the stars in it, and I did not want a square. So again, I pull out my little mat that I made, and I place the pink little stars in the clusters, and then covering basically the whole arrow. And you may not be able to see it here, but you'll be able to see it in the close-up pictures at the end. It's a real subtle difference, so I was pretty happy with that. And I had debated whether I was going to use sequins or ink splatters, but I went with that look instead. And now I'm just journaling, and just some generic journaling about how much I love her and how much she means to me. So, and that picture is of me and my daughter. I forgot to mention that. So I actually had makeup on, so we took pictures. And that's the end of my process video. I hope you guys liked it. And if you have any questions, please leave me a comment. And thank you for watching, and have a great and wonderful day.